a really interesting question from Paige out of Ohio, who wanted to know how you would rate your own marksmanship, considering you were the marksman.
Let's see. One of the things I had to do before was take apart my weapon in under a certain amount of time. And we had a running joke with one of the armorers. We had to I had to take it apart in a certain amount of seconds and then put it back together, and then I had to do it blindfold. So I got really pretty good at that sort of thing. And then in terms of my own marksmanship, I would say that my eyes are not the not the best, and I would say that I have I'm pretty accurate. I have pretty good accuracy. Definitely, I have pretty good accuracy if the target is kind of close. if it's like in an arm's reach, I can hit the bullseye. No, everything is basically. I would say if I hit anything, it's probably luck. I'm definitely not. I don't go down to the range, and I never really did. Even though I would fire off some of these rifles and work with some of them, but on Band of Brothers we didn't shoot any live rounds, so we didn't have that. And then when I was with Shifty, that was just a day or two working with those rifles. So my main gift or the thing that I really focused on that I was good at was definitely taking it apart and putting it back together. I could do it blindfold pretty quickly. So that was one part.
How much of Shifty was your portrayal of the character, and how much of it was your acting? This is a question that we love asking the guys who actually got to meet their real life counterparts. Yeah,
I think that basically a lot of if you know him. There was a lot of things. There was one little thing I said. I remember saying, I think it was episode 7. And I would say, well, I declare that my dad, he could shoot the wings off a fly, right? so that was actually directly from Shifty's mouth.
Nice.
He actually said that, and well, now Dad, he could actually shoot the wings off a fly. So there was a lot of things I put in there that were coming directly from him, and in terms of his way, I think that we were just really, it was just well cast. I think that I had a closeness with Shifty that you can't really. I'm part Cherokee, he's part Cherokee. We come from pretty much the same mountains. We're like, he's even when he died. I really found I was like. Had this incredible intuition. There was a lot of things that happened. There was a coyote that came out onto my lawn. I remember seeing it, and I told this story, actually. I wrote it down. This coyote, so I didn't know he had died, but in the morning I was coming down my drive, and I saw this coyote kind of walking down, and it was trying to cross the road. And every time that coyote tried to cross, another car came around, or another person walking their dogs or whatever, and the coyote just kept on just trying to get across, but everything would block him. So he ended up returning to where he came from. Anyway, that day I was going, I don't know where I was going. I was going to a certain restaurant. I went to a certain restaurant. I was in a restaurant, and there was some weird guy hanging around. I was like, what's this weird guy? I'm pretty observant, and I'm like, what's this weird guy hanging around? I'm like, what is he doing? I just couldn't get it. I was like, it stuck in my mind that there's this kind of weird, sneaky guy kind of walking around. And then I went to this movie theater, and I was watching. I can't remember what I was watching. Oh, I was watching The Hangover, right? The Hangover, right? I was watching The Hangover, and I was with a buddy of mine, and there was another weird guy walking around. I was like, it was like this weird guy. He was coming to sit and talking with random people. I was like, what is this weird guy doing? Like, what is he doing? He's kind of weird and kind of like edgy. I don't know what his whole thing is, but it's weirding me out. Anyway, so then afterwards, I'm driving home after that movie, and Ian Bailey sends me a text message. He says, by the way, Shifty has passed. And now I knew that, Shifty wasn't well, and I'd been speaking to him up, before that time, and I thought about it. I was like, wait a second. And I thought about the coyote, and I thought about these guys. I was like, the way Shifty, his humor, he would be, the way he would tell me would be, of course, these guys were Shifty, right?
Yeah.
They were Shifty characters. And he would be this is his kind of sense of humor, by kind of letting me know that he's kind of, crossing the threshold into the other realm. He would kind of tell me that way, just by making me weird out, like, what's going on? Like, and this coyote kind of trying to get across, and like all these different things, and weirding me out for the whole day. And then I laughed. I was like, oh, it's Shifty. And then I went back. I remember going back home, and I lit a candle for him, and I said some prayers and lit some sage, and just kind of like, really connected with him. And then the next day, I remember I was out in my yard, and I saw that coyote cross the road. I was like, oh, okay, he's found his way. And ever since then, these coyotes have had, had a strong connection with these coyotes. Wherever I go, they kind of call out, and I always think, well, that's so Shifty. He's keeping a watch. He's keeping a watch, making sure that we're all okay.
That's a beautiful story, man.